everybody. Welcome. I am very grateful that you are here with me, and we are going to discuss masks. I know I said I was not going to go into that topic, but it is time. So I honestly am not really sure how this video is going to really go because this is a dark encoded topic. So I am just going to kind of flow with this and see where this leads. Okay, so I think first things, I am going to look at this logically, because if you look at something logically, it helps to remove the emotion from the topic. So just with everything, let us set our intention that we are going to set aside our emotions, no matter what they are. Let's just set them aside. And we are going to look at this entire topic with a very open, non-judgmental mind. We're just going to be neutral and just look and analyze at the information provided, and that everything that we hear and everything that we absorb is for our highest good and the highest good of all. Take a deep breath. Okay. I first want to just briefly touch upon what I said by this is a dark encoded topic. As you can light encode something, you can also dark encode it as well. When I light encode things, I set my intention that the information or the energy within that topic or whatever it is that I'm doing is full of pure source love. And no matter what, it is only for the highest good of anyone who comes into contact with that information. It is just full of pure love, pure light, and is for that individual's highest good. I just want them to absorb whatever is for their highest good, to empower them to bring back their sovereignty, to feel the love of source of which they are. And that is what light encoding is to send the love into whatever it is that you are doing, wanting that whomever comes into contact with it to be open to the love that there is if they want it, and that it helps them if they want it. Dark encoding is the exact opposite of that. The individuals doing the dark encoding are not wanting anyone else to benefit. They're wanting to absorb the power that they're trying to harness from it. So light encoding and dark encoding. So that's the two things there. So whenever you come across a topic that you are extremely emotional about for no real reason, but it seems to be this big topic for the population, then you know that that is a dark encoded topic. They implant ideas, they implant concepts for people who are not in control of their emotions, who are not in control of their thoughts. Because if you're not deliberately in control of those things, then you are willing by default, this is kind of the loophole, by default, you are allowing yourself to be manipulated, controlled. You're giving up your rights to someone else if you are not deliberately harnessing your own thoughts, your own emotions. Those who do dark stuff take that allowance that you have given to them and they do what they do with it. That's all I'm going to go down on that kind of path. So again, let's take a breath. And we're setting aside all emotion. All emotion. I know there's outrage. I know there's anger. I know there's frustration. We're just setting that all aside for right now. The most common feeling that everyone has, if they're not part of the population who is still asleep and who believe that the mask is saving them. So we're not talking about those people. We're talking about the ones who have woken up to the fact that it feels like their rights are being taken away, and it feels like the state is imposing upon them. So most people are those who are awake to that kind of feeling have this outrage. They have this anger. They have this desire to go to the streets and fight in protest. They're willing to just get this cause going and do something about it. Like, this is something that they are passionate about and they're angry about, and they're like, no, this is not right. And they feel this within them. Let's think about all of the other things that the state does ticket us for that nobody got upset about. This when you start looking to see all of the things and nobody does anything until somebody says you have to wear a mask. It's quite funny when you get... Most of you are still in that anger stage, but give it some time and you're going to start realizing that this frustration, this outrage should have started long ago. and this, when we discuss the spiritual side, you'll see why you're outraged now. Okay, so all the things that we will be fined for, we will receive a ticket, we will be punished for our actions. Crossing the street, not in a designated pathway. Everyone is completely cool with driving a certain way and getting speeding tickets or getting a ticket because they did signal when they changed lanes. I know where I live, you have to wear a helmet, whether it's on a motorcycle or a bicycle. You have to, or else you get a ticket. So you're being forced to wear something. You're being forced to wear something. But nobody complains. So, like with the helmet, it's not going to save your life. There is a chance it could. There is a chance that it will help you, but it's not guaranteed to save your life. It's just something that can potentially help you. But you are forced to wear it. You are forced to wear a seatbelt. Not only will you get a ticket, but they have designed it in vehicles for your vehicle to ding at you. Ding, ding. Ah! If you don't wear your seatbelt, you are forced to wear something. I know almost everybody has heard the no shirt, no shoes, no service. I know most places you can get a ticket if you enter into a store or restaurant without a shirt or shoes. So again, you are forced to wear something and nobody's getting upset. How come nobody's picketing the fact that we are taxed upon taxes upon things that are already taxed? Like, there are double to triple taxes. They're taking tens of thousands of dollars from a household every year, and nobody is in uproar. So, right? Like, what is this? Why are people so upset over the mask? So doesn't that just seem weird that nobody was upset before, ever, on any of these topics, especially taxes? People just grumble and say, yeah, that's the way it is. But nobody was in this massive uproar. So isn't it interesting that it took all of these other things that just water off a duck's back? No big deal. Yeah, whatever. I'm not allowed to do this. Okay, I'll get a ticket. Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, sure, whatever. And there was this one thing that now has everybody in an uproar. Isn't that just amazing? Because there's something special about this, right? You can feel it. You can feel there's something different about this that isn't applicable to all of the other things that you are being punished for doing or not doing. One more breath. Set aside our emotions again. Okay? Okay. Now, technically, the masks are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Long gone is the discussion or the argument that the mask keeps you from getting the virus. We all know, and the governments know, they post on websites, it's no longer thought that the masks keep you from getting the virus. That conversation is gone. That conversation's done. That argument no longer applicable. So now it is agreed by the governments. I'm in Canada. It's posted on the Government of Canada website. Like, you can find it everywhere. They are all now in agreement stating that the masks do not keep you from contracting the virus. What the masks do is limit and contain the quantity of the water particles coming out of your mouth and your nose. It's reducing nothing more than the quantity, the amount that can come out. That is where the discussion is now with the masks. It's not about whether or not it stops the virus. That discussion, that anger, that argument is done. If you still have that active in you, stop it. If you still are angry about how they don't stop the virus, so why should you wear it? That's an old argument. You're replaying something dark encoded. You're replaying something that is not valid anymore. You won that argument. It's done. Don't worry about it. So now it's about just limiting the amount of exposure that is possible. Limiting it. That's it. Okay, so deep breath. The mass consciousness on this is just incredible. I have actually been working at this video for weeks and weeks. And every time I start working on it, I can feel the wave of the mass consciousness. And it's like, holy. So let's just calm down, set aside our issues again, set aside our anger again. Okay. So one final thing I want to discuss regarding the logical point of view of this. We are controlled worldwide that we have to wear certain items of clothing when we are out in public. Women have to wear shirt and pants or skirt or something like that. Men are allowed to go without a shirt, but they still have to wear some sort of pants. We have to. Or not only will we get a ticket, but I know where I am, we would be arrested. And everyone has been okay with that. We're being fined for modesty. Not wearing a shirt is not going to cause any health issues to anyone. So the fact that I could not just get a ticket, but also get arrested if I didn't have on a shirt, I am doing no harm to anyone other than it is not state-approved behavior. So you are told you have to wear certain items of clothing already. So this is just another one to add to the list. That's it. This is just another thing added to the list of items you have to wear in public. So try to think of it in that way. Again, I can feel kind of anger popping up over, but I don't want to. We're going to get to that, okay? Let's look at the spiritual side of all of this. Let's look at this topic of masks. And for the example, it is like a pile of manure. But the kind that you would put into a garden, the kind that farmers use, right? The kind of manure that is not just dog poop. We have a pile of manure. What happens with manure? It gets covered with flies. So if you go near that topic of masks, all of a sudden, all these flies come up, and they're the emotions, they're the anger, they're frustrations, and people are just swatting at all these flies. They're just going crazy over all of this distraction of these flies that are getting in their face, and all they can do is just get angry and frustrated over all these flies, which is just like the dark magic that has been put on this topic. So you have the topic of the manure, you have the topic of the masks, then the dark magic are the flies. So if you come near that topic, all of a sudden they swarm up and they get in your face. Now, when it comes to the light is quiet. The light is peaceful. And while everyone is freaking out over the flies, over the dark magic, everyone's freaking out about all that stuff. They're looking up there, trying to figure out what's going on. Then there is the light aspect of this, which is what is happening when the manure is in the soil. It is nurturing the soil. It is helping the soil. It's helping things grow. But nobody remembers what's going on. Everyone's so busy dealing with the flies and the dark magic, they forget about what's going on and why there is the need for that manure in the first place. It helps things grow. With that analogy being said, let's look at the spiritual component to all of this. This topic of masks has everybody in uproar. What does that mean? People are waking up. It took this for people to wake up. The light went in and started to make things grow, because nobody was waking up with anything else. So while the dark encoded this to try to destroy people, the light went down in quiet and started to help people wake up. Why do you think it is so important? Why do you think that worldwide people are wondering what is going on? Because this is what is having people wake up. And that's pretty freaking amazing. These masks are a physical manifestation that the world is changing. When I see the masks, I know most of the people are still asleep and scared and all of that, but they're causing people to wake up. This is finally happening. People are finally waking up. Nobody was waking up before. And the masks, these beautiful, beautiful masks, are causing people to question. These amazing masks are causing people to wake up. Like, hallelujah! This is a worldwide shake awake process. Like, nothing else worked. Nothing else got people to wonder what was going on. Nothing else caused people to stop and think. Nothing. Nothing. But this, just a mask. Just a mask. And this was the turning point for humanity. So whenever you see someone wearing a mask, see it as a good thing. If you have to wear a mask, if you have created a scenario, and yes, you created whatever scenario you're in, It is up to you what you do with it. Are you going to put on, are you going to look at that mask and you look at it and you curse it and I hate it. And you put it on and you spend your day going, I can't breathe. I hate this. You are feeding into that dark magic. You are feeding into the dark encoding. You are handing over part of your energy to the person, the people, the things that encoded this topic, sending your energy to something else, feeding it and making it grow and last longer. You are diminishing your light. You are reducing your light when you look at that mask with anything but pure love. Now that you know that, be aware. How are you going to direct your energy into it? If you just want to reduce your interaction regarding masks, that's how you light and code the mask. Another way to look at this whole thing, and quite frankly, this is what I do all the time on any topic that I have questions on anything that I am having difficulty understanding. This is what I do. I'm sure most of you have heard the saying, what would Jesus do? Right? I have changed it for myself to, what would a master do? I think of whatever master I resonate with at that moment, and I picture myself as them. Like I see my hands as their hands, like I become them. And then I put that body into whatever is that scenario. What would Yeshua do? Honestly. And I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer to this. See yourself as them, because the masters, they see everything with pure love, no judgment. And see, that's the thing. No judgment. They don't see things as right or wrong. They have no judgment. They are about peace, ease, and love. So what do you think they would do? When you don't know how to handle a situation and you feel yourself getting all worked up, think about it like that. Think about whatever master you resonate with and how would they handle that? And then use that as your example. Use that as your guide. So just with everything that you don't like, regardless as to the topic, you have to find the positive aspects about anything and everything that you don't like. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to walk around being grumpy and angry. So it does not matter the topic, but you must find something good about it. The only reason why anyone is ever upset is because of their point of view. And if they just stopped themselves and thought, okay, this topic sucks. What can I do about it? How can I see it differently that makes it suck less? How can I allow myself to feel better about this? And then you take these little baby steps over and over to get yourself into a really good feeling place about this entire topic. So you have to play Pollyanna with everything in life. With this topic of masks, you sit down with a pen and write out positives that you can think of. And if you can't think of any positives, then take a break, set your intention that you will find positives, and then when you're in a better feeling place, sit down and do it again. Try to write out 10 things that are positive about masks. It is up to you how you want to view the topic. It is up to you how you want to feel. Before you even start discussing it with anyone, what is your intention? Are you going to go in with the mindset of, I am going to fight, I am going to argue, I am going to behave a certain way? Or are you going in with the intention of neutrality? Are you going in with the intention of non-judgment? Are you going in with the intention of love? Some people are fighters, some people are lovers. If you want to fight, feel the energy when you want to fight on this topic. If you want to argue with somebody on this topic, you can feel this, like my fist is just, and so if you are putting that out, you are going to get that back. Honestly, what is fighting going to do? So if you are going to fight on this topic of masks, you are going to get a fight back. And then if you try to escalate your fight even more and become more involved, you're going to get more fight back and a stronger pushback from whatever it is. And it's not going to stop unless you stop it. So I'm not saying going down that path is right or wrong. Just know what you're going to get yourself into. I am a lover. I find it much easier to find things to love. I have a good time finding things I want to discuss that are about love. I like looking at topics, regardless as to what it is, and finding aspects of it that are just fantastic and awesome. I love loving, and it's much easier to get through life if you are a lover. If I am putting out love, I'm going to get love back. If I'm putting out ease and peace and harmony, I'm going to get ease and peace and harmony back. So whatever you want to do is good for you. Just know what you're going to do. Know what you're going to get back. What you put out, you get back. So knowing that, if you want to go protest, make sure you are aware of the energy that you are protesting with. No right or wrong way of interacting with everyone on this topic, because masks are all about everyone waking up. You might have an easier time becoming a lover. When you're a lover, you're neutral. When you're a lover, you just are at ease. When you find aspects to love, life is peaceful. Life is easy. You can do the same if you want. If you're not enjoying what you are currently experiencing, try something else. The more you love, the more you light up. The more things that you find to love, you are changing your energetic flow. You are literally lighting up. And the more you light up, the more the darkness disappears. Just disappears. Because you become brighter. And so the darkness just disappears. You are Source God. You are. You have power over everything that you are experiencing. You have complete and total power over how you experience it. Not over what happens, but how you experience it. Experience it from a place of love, and it will just change your life. I encourage you, do your best to find the positives of the mask. Because let me tell you, as you could see, the positives of it bring me to tears. Because they're that awesome. I love you. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Find love wherever you go.